Hi, this is Rudy Jones of PalmettoStateBaseball.com. Welcome to the South Carolina College Baseball Scoreboard for Tuesday, April the 1st. I hope you didn't fall victim to too many April Fool's pranks. I saw some online, some were fair, some weren't so hot, I didn't think. One I did like was Cheerwine put out a notice that they were going to help come up with a Cheerwine scented antiperspirant. But anyway, on the field, no fooling, there were 20 games in following state schools. Down in SRP Park in North Augusta, Clemson got a late scare from Georgia Southern but held on to a 10-8 win in front of almost 6,000 fans at the park. The Tigers were ahead 10-4 going to the bottom of the ninth. Georgia Southern had got 4 runs in and had the potential winning run at home plate before Lucas Malstedt got a strikeout for the final out. The Tigers improved to 27-5 with that win. Down in Columbia, South Carolina ended a 7-game losing streak with an 11-1 win over Presbyterian in a game halted by the run rule in the 7th inning. The Gamecocks were ahead 7-2 going into the 7th inning and scored 4 unearned runs with 2 outs to invoke the run rule and end the game early. Ethan Petrie had 2 hits, including his 52nd career home run. He is now 10 behind Justin Smoke on USC's career homers list. Carolina is now 18-12, and Presbyterian fell to 14-16. Down on the Grand Strand, Sebastian Alexander singled, homered twice, and drove in 7 runs as Coastal Carolina run ruled Campbell in 7 innings, 15-1. The Chanticleers are now 21-8. Down over in Spartanburg, in the first game in the history of the new Fifth Third Park in downtown Spartanburg, Wofford beat USC Upstate 5-2 in front of 3,662 fans. The Terriers, who are now 21-9, got a double and 3 RBI from Andrew Manley. Upstate fell to 14-14. Elsewhere, down in Charleston, Darian Pendergrass and Will Baumhofer drove in 4 runs each, and College of Charleston had a 9-run 6th inning to beat Charleston Southern by a score of 14-9. The Cougars improved to 16-11, while the Buccaneers fell to 14-12. Up in North Carolina, Gabe Natividad doubled twice, walked twice, scored twice, and drove in 4 runs. And Winthrop got 6 runs in the 8th inning and beat North Carolina A&T 10-3 to complete a season sweep of that series. Nick Veselinovic, I hope I'm pronouncing him right, pitched 4 shutout innings to get the win for the Eagles. And they are now 16-14 overall. Elsewhere, Daniel Barcena, a transfer from Bob Jones, struck out 9 in 5 2/3 innings as Francis Marion beat Lander to extend its winning streak to 8 games. The final score was 9-3. They played that game down at Dolney Stadium in Greenwood. Francis Marion is now 27-9. Lander fell to 24-11. Limestone scored 7 runs in the 6th inning to break open a close game and beat Erskine by a score of 12-3 down at Greer Field in Due West. The Saints of Coach Brett Harker evened their season record at 18-18 with their 4th straight win. Erskine suffered its 4th straight loss and fell to 16-19. USC Beaufort hit 5 doubles and outslugged Edward Waters 14-11. The Sand Sharks are now 5-27. USC Union got a pair of 10-run wins over the Columbia International Developmental Team. Score of the first game was 11-1 in 5 innings. Score of game 2 was 10-0 in 6 innings. Elsewhere, 8 of Georgia College's 17 hits were for extra bases, and the Bobcats of former Gamecocks player Nolan Belcher run ruled Southwestern. Let's try this again. They run ruled Southern Wesleyan 12-2 in 7 innings over in Central. Also, Morehouse swept Morris by the scores of 13-7 and 12-1. North Georgia beat Anderson 10-4. St. Andrews won a pair over Voorhees. First game score was 10-1. Second game score was 10-4. Coker out-hit UNC Pembroke 8-4, but Pembroke scored the game's only run and won it 1-0 over at Carolina Bank Field in Florence. That stretched Coker's losing streak to 5 games. I believe that is it. Yep, that's all the scores for Tuesday, let's take a quick look at Wednesday's schedule. We have the Erskine Junior Varsity team playing Columbia International's JV for a doubleheader at 11 o'clock down at Miller Field in Columbia. Florence Darlington Tech is at home against Fayetteville Tech for a single game at 3 o'clock at Bailey Field. USC Sumter has a home doubleheader against the Francis Marion developmental team at 4 o'clock. The Fire Ants are on a 9-game winning streak, by the way. Columbia International and Toccoa Falls were supposed to play on Tuesday. They decided to move it to Wednesday at 5 o'clock down in Toccoa. Spartanburg Methodist has a doubleheader at Bryan College in Tennessee at 5 o'clock. USC Aiken is at home for a 6 p.m. game against Catawba, which is nationally ranked in Division II. Just across the Savannah River, Augusta is at home for a 6 o'clock game against Newberry. The Citadel goes up to Rock Hill to face Winthrop at 6 o'clock. And USC Upstate is at Charlotte at 6 o'clock at Hayes Stadium. That's all the scores and schedules for Tuesday. You can always check things out at PalmettoStateBaseball.com. Right now I have all the box scores for Tuesday except for the 2 USC Union boxes. They usually have to add those kind of later in the night when they're on the road. You can follow me on Palmetto Base for Twitter on Twitter at that handle to get more updates. And just let me know what you like and don't like about my coverage. Thanks for paying attention to this, for following this video recap for Tuesday, April the 1st. This is Rudy Jones saying good night. God bless.